For whatever reason, Peter, and we're aware of the quarterback competitions throughout the NFL. We knew about Denver and Jacksonville. It was kind of a cute little funny, okay, sure, it's a competition. And New Orleans, etc. In Washington, we assume it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Everyone assumes it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. I assume Ryan Fitzpatrick assumes it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Here's Ron Rivera, the Washington coach, talking to reporters about his position on not naming, for now, a starting quarterback.
There'll be a proper moment when I sit down and talk about the guys that are going to start for this team, but that'll be a moment for us, for the team, and I like to do that. I like to let the guys know who's our starters. I think that's important. I've been in some situations, and it was Cam Newton's first year, and when it was time, I got in front of the team and told him he was going to be our guy, and I think that's something that I need to tell everybody, as opposed to leaking out.
And it's one thing in 2011 for Ron Rivera to tell the team that Cam Newton's going to start week one, and he had a great start week one that year, like 400-plus passing yards. But I don't think Ron Rivera had to do it 2012, 13, 14, 15. He's kind of creating the impression he does it every year. At some point, they knew Cam Newton was the starter. In Washington, it's just creating this kind of weird, I don't know, is there a Taylor Heineke trick up Ron Rivera's sleeve that he just isn't sharing with anyone?
I can't imagine, Mike. I mean, look, I did not go to their training camps, so all I know is what I've been hearing. And what you're hearing out of Washington is that Ryan Fitzpatrick has been great, has looked good, and is going to be the guy. I think this is one of those things that the coach just wants to name the quarterback when he wants to name him. But I don't read anything deep and dark and Heineke into that.
and the thing about Heineke, I thought he was spectacular in that playoff game against the Buccaneers.
No question.
But he played with a degree of reckless abandon that is not physically sustainable for a 17-game season. Right. You could tell he was treating this, and I respect it, he was treating that game as the last game he's ever going to play. Yes. This is his opportunity to get their attention. And he got a nice little contract out of it. Kudos to him. But I don't know that you can trust him to be the guy week in and week out. But I don't know. When he's playing at his highest level, maybe he's better than Fitzpatrick. The thing about Fitzpatrick, and we've seen this with various other teams. We saw it with the Bills. People are acting like he's never been a clear, unquestioned starter before. He was in Buffalo, and then it fell apart. We've seen him elsewhere. He puts a good run together, and we believe in Fitzmagic, and then it falls apart. And at some level, Ron Rivera's got to be thinking about that. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket that has had the bottom drop out 5, 6, 7 times over the course of his career. How do I know it's not going to happen for me? Let's neutralize the effect of the starting quarterback and focus on our defense and our running game. But you got this other. It's until he names him. There's a reason for him not naming him. Until he names him, I don't know what the reason is, but I'm just kind of wait and see, just kind of an odd little, I don't know why they're doing this, and maybe there is nothing to it, but there would definitely be nothing to it if he just come out and say Ryan Fitzpatrick's his starter.
I think the one other thing that he's doing is he's basically telling his team and telling the world that, hey, listen, Taylor Heineke showed us something in the wild card game against Tampa Bay. And what he showed us is that he wasn't afraid of Big Bad Brady. He wasn't afraid of that pass rush. He came in and he played a B-plus football game in what might be the only time he'd ever play in a big game in his NFL life. I think Ron Rivera was incredibly impressed with that. And I think he wants to say to his team, listen, if Taylor Heineke, for whatever reason, is the quarterback of this team for 10 weeks in a row, we're going to win. And in my opinion, the other, you talk about why is he doing this? I don't know. But one of my theories is basically that he can now stand up in front of his team and say, we got 2 quarterbacks.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.